It is no great mystery that I love the Campo 123 original. And I just want to give a shout out to Maestro Paulo Pagaling and Master Jomelin for starting me on this path and giving me a project that I can work on perfecting for the rest of my life. But this is why I absolutely love this system, and there are 6 reasons I love the Campo 123 original. With the long-range training package that Maestro Paulo and Master Jomelin have put together, it makes the Campo very accessible. The other reason that the Campo is accessible beyond what many styles of Filipino martial arts are is because of its emphasis on striking and power and long-range skills. If the Campo was an art like Balintawak, I do not think that training videos would be as helpful as seeking a coach in person. But because of what the Campo is, you can actually, through online training and online coaching and private lessons, become quite adept at it, especially if you've got other martial arts experience. This art is perhaps one of the most accessible stick fighting arts I have ever come across, and quite honestly, the online training program is, in my opinion, one of the best to put together training programs I have ever been part of. I love it. There's a community that comes with it, and there's a lot of free training with some amazing martial artists that you can get into from just joining up and purchasing the Campo 123 original online training package. I cannot hype it enough or say enough about it, because it is truly one of the best investments I have ever made in my martial arts training. Those of you who follow me know that I am a big believer in being a minimalist when it comes to martial arts. The Campo is a minimalist system. It has a very small syllabus of striking techniques and a lot of subtlety in how you're supposed to move, in how you can move to develop power. It is not bogged down with a bunch of different techniques and different things for this situation or that situation. It is more like a pugilistic style that teaches you how to strike in combination, how to strike fast, how to strike hard, and how to move your body well, how to have good balance and good movement and good power generation. This brings us to the next reason I absolutely love this system: the power generation. When you learn to put together the whipping motions of the Campo 123 original along with your stepping and sliding, you can hit like a ton of bricks with a stick. The Campo teaches people how to hit hard. Jose Caballero, the creator of the Campo, was reputed to be able to hit so hard that one time he hit a man in the bicep with a rattan stick and literally ripped the muscle off the bone. Whether this story is true or not, striking the way that Jose Caballero instructed his students to strike will create a lot of power generation, and you will be able to hit like a Mack truck. This is probably one of the reasons that Edgar Salite loved this system so much. It is minimalist and very practical and creates the mechanics for very hard striking. This is connected to the power generation. When you train the Campo, you are trained to emphasize each strike. Each strike is emphasized. You never train to hit light. You always train to hit hard through the emphasis of each individual strikes. Now, sometimes when I'm flowing, it is not as apparent, but when you break down the flow and you slow down the techniques, which you should do, you will see that each strike is emphasized. Each strike is meant to be a power strike. Another thing I love about this system is that it always starts from a recovery position. The positions we start our combinations from are like what we end up in when we strike hard. So this can be good for recovering from strikes. It can also be good for baiting an opponent to attack you when he thinks you are vulnerable. The Campo 1-2-3 original is adaptable in many ways. One way is that the body mechanics you learn, the stepping through and dropping weight and plunging from one side to the other, is very important when doing any kind of striking. You can adapt your De Campo movements even to hammer fists or slaps or swats. It doesn't matter. That movement is very adaptable. Also, being a long-range system, it is very adaptable and encouraged to combine with short-range systems such as Balintawak or De Cordas. Whatever system you train, if it's a close-range system, it will adapt well to De Campo because De Campo starts at long range and sparring range, and when you close distance, you can get into your trapping styles, your clinch work, and even grappling. At close range, you can go into whatever martial arts you also train besides De Campo. Now, besides these 6 reasons, another thing I really love about the system is the history. De Campo has been around for 99 years as I'm making this video. 99 years this system has been around, and it is connected to the classical systems of Eskrima. Nobody knows where Jose Caballero got his training from before he invented De Campo. But what is known is that he had 13 recorded and legitimate challenge matches in his career. 13 full contact matches without any protective gear, and he won them all. He was an old school pugilist with a stick. He was willing to back up his art and did it many times. This is the origin of most Filipino systems. Most Filipino systems came from this fighting spirit, and I love that De Campo is connected to that as well. This is one of the reasons I love the art. I love the history of these old school fighting systems, dueling systems that can be adapted to give us skills that we can use in personal protection. We can use canes, we can use collapsible batons, and if you know what you're doing, you can even adapt De Campo to some empty hand strikes as well. It is an amazing system.